This is my video about early defense radar station warning site that I visited that has been abandoned for about 30 years, best I can tell. Starting off with a quick little look around the base from the top of the hill. We see this M39 5-ton military truck, 6x6, diesel-powered, manual transmission. It's interesting to find this one in a location like this, out in the middle of nowhere on the military base where it would have presumably worked. This one, though, I believe was abandoned by the state afterwards. This radar base was gifted from the federal government to the state where it is in. You can see the driver's name still stickered onto the windshield. All the data plates are still in very good condition, as you would expect from a military truck of this age. It's an interesting configuration with a flatbed and a winch. I'm not sure that was how they came. I believe that is a modified truck. A few still pictures of it in the fog. Here we see one of the radar towers with an abandoned bus. A view from the front with one of the administration buildings and a tractor. Walking through this building was eerily quiet. You hear every raindrop outside, hear every breath you took. Everything's still in amazing shape, all the plaques intact. Clearly used as a storage and waste facility right now. Leaks in the roof and poor maintenance have led to walls falling down while there's clearly been some effort to tear down some walls. It's pretty incredible that all this has been abandoned. The site this one is near a state penitentiary and correctional facility. So you can see these doors here say restricted access. It's because they're probably used in the actual jail itself. Take a quick peek outside here in a second. Get a look at what the weather looks like. Please excuse the poor lighting. I wasn't expecting it to be quite so dark in these buildings, so I did not bring quite enough light. An old bathroom. A lot of the toilet and shower fixtures have been since removed in previous years. This room was interesting because at the correctional facility, they train people how to do logging and other agricultural things. There's a pile of chainsaws there that were dismantled. Looking through this gap, you can see they store other stuff in that room, so I got to find a way to get over there. This building is one of the next buildings next door. Have all the windows that were torn out of the buildings down below to be replaced with higher security windows. Here we see that room we looked through the window into. A POL storage of stuff. I'm not sure what's in the big drums. Probably don't want to know. Looking around, you see high lift jacks, axle pieces, batteries, assorted tools. Looks like it was all just thrown into this room as a way to forget about it. Walking in between the buildings in the snow, all you can hear is the crunching of your feet and the raindrops. There's nothing around here for miles, so it's pretty quiet and pretty eerie. A lot of the vehicles abandoned here have state plates showing the state, instead of auctioning them off, just left them behind. Right here would have been the dining facility at the top of the hill. You can tell by the grates in the floor that it was easily designed to be cleaned and washed out. We're in what would have been the serving area now. This would have been the dining area in here. The kitchen would have been in that room that we just left. The roof had a large vent where there would have been a hood for a stove or a grill or something. More storage in here. We get into the boiler room. Boiler room's in pretty rough shape. Pipes have been blown out. See a porcupine right there that I don't notice for another 10 to 15 seconds. Walk right up close to it. There's the power board, and there's a porcupine. Better get away from that. He gets scared of me. I get scared of him. Interesting critter. He's a pretty big one. More of an easily washable area. I'm not sure what this one's used for. Oh, this is the same kitchen we've looped back around to. As we head up to the stairs, we find an interesting fallout shelter on the second floor. You wouldn't think this would be a normal area for that, but you'll see a sign here in just a moment. These spaces have kind of surprising inefficiencies. You'll see here this electrical panel in what could have or should have been a closet, but it protrudes out into the room in a strange way. Looks like it was added in as a bit of an afterthought. As we go right here, we're going to see that fallout shelter sign. Top, very reflective. Sticker in amazing shape, considering it's been there for over 70 years. These early warning radar stations were to provide us with early warning of Soviet planes coming over the ice caps and over the North Atlantic. They were quickly outdated and replaced with the JUSS system, the Joint Unified Support or Surveillance System, as it were. So while we spent billions and billions to build all of these structures, they were quickly found to be irrelevant and outdated. Taking a look around, walking down to the next building. That tall building to your right would have been the command center where the actual computers would have communicated to other installations, and the command center and the direction center. The shorter building off to your right now is the maintenance building of some sort. They've used it for storage at this point. It's loaded with scaffolding and other unused building materials. Many of these radar bases I've visited are very heavily graffitied and not well taken care of. This one, while not being well taken care of, has not seen any graffiti due to its private nature. Looking in the first floor bathroom, there's nothing left. The full electrical panels are there, but everything else in this building has been stripped out, except for a few of the light fixtures and some of the heating equipment. These stairs are a little shady as it's been exposed to the elements. Steel feels a little soft under my boots. You see my breath. It's very cold out, rainy, humid. Tried looking over this bathroom stall, but there's just not enough light to see anything. The toilet was intact in that bathroom. Looking around the second floor, see electrical panels still pretty intact. The lighting on that was a little dim. That ladder leads up to the roof. The day I was there was no point in going up on the roofs. The weather was terribly socked in. Couldn't see more than maybe 500 yards. Got some cautions and warning about electrical use. High frequency radar use. And here's a image of that control center. There's a radiation area warning there. And there's the shaftway that goes all the way to the roof for the elevator. Elevator in that building was big enough you could put a small car or side by side or something of that size in it. About 10 foot by 10 foot. In the command centers, there's usually 4 floors. So that way you've got room for all the command team and communication gear to get with the direction centers. So that way corroborating radar information from different radar stations can be used to get an accurate read and give up to 30 minutes of warning of Soviet bombers. As the technology advanced, this all became reasonably irrelevant with ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles, which would make it so these radar stations would give less than 30 seconds of warning. This building is incredibly well preserved. There's still some laminate flooring on the floors. It's starting to peel up, but not in terrible shape. My light is getting less powerful as, again, I did not expect it to be this dark. I did not charge the batteries up all the way. My mistake. There we see the elevator shaft from the pictures on the second floor. The door that was open is all the way up on the third floor. Correction, the fourth floor being the roof. These stairs, being graded stairs so water can't collect on them, tend to be very stable, unlike the stairs from the other buildings. On this, the third floor, you see the light is even less so. There's no outside light entering at all. And we can see this corner office. This would have been what was used as the communication room for the direction centers. Heading up the stairs to the third floor. There's several light fixtures on the ground. Some things falling off the ceiling, concrete mostly. Here we have plenty of light entering through the roof. See the bathroom for this floor in pretty rough shape. There's a ladder heading up to the roof. The roof hatch on this building has a lock on it. These offices have completely collapsed in on themselves, being as they're cheap wood. It's not exactly surprising. This open door leads to a catwalk with a ladder on it that would allow you access to the roof. Great example of how poor the visibility is on this day. Noting the light fixtures are still attached tells you not many people come up here. Many buildings like these, those would be smashed just due to their accessibility and the way people act. There's your elevator shaft. And there's the roof. Locked door. Last picture. Thank you for watching.